Greetings, YouTube. I'm sorry about the fan noise, but it's 88 degrees in my office at 62% humidity. Today we're talking about our drone president, President Obama. Remote killing outside of war zones, it seems, has become business as usual. A remarkable development for Obama, who came to office as an anti-war president. The question for President Obama is whether he wants to be remembered as a leader who ushered in an era of permanent low-level drone warfare. His actions will be looked to for justification by those that follow, here and abroad. As David Reisner, former head of the Israeli Defense Force legal department, has said, if you do something for long enough, the world will accept it. International law progresses through violation. Now, when someone from the IDF is telling you that you've crossed some kind of ethical and moral line, you want to listen. I'm opposed to the use of drones outside of active war zones and then over only at legitimate military targets. They have a place just as artillery does and tanks do and helicopters and planes. They all have a place in a military conflict. But outside of a military conflict, drones should only be used for intel with cameras and sensors and things like that on them. Maybe use them to drop propaganda, but they should not be armed with any kind of weapon outside of a war zone. And in particular, they should not be armed if they're owned by the CIA. The only weapons that the CIA should possess are sidearms. That's it. CIA shouldn't be in the business of killing people. They should only be using weapons in self-defense. They're supposed to be gathering intelligence. It's right in the middle of their name. That's the only thing they should be doing. So the use of these drones to assassinate people who are not guilty of anything, they are just suspected of being guilty of something. They are criminals. And our response to knowing that they are criminals, or thinking they are criminals, and then we don't even know they're criminals, we think they're criminals. And our response is to send a drone in with a missile on board to blow up an entire area. Entire buildings have been destroyed. Streets have been cratered. And in the process, dozens of people have been killed at the same time. So you have these huge numbers of collateral victims after we've murdered someone that isn't guilty of anything. We murdered all these collateral victims. These attacks are nothing but terrorist generation machines. That's it. You are generating a new generation of terrorists. Every time you fire one of those missiles, hey, look, it's the class of 2016 for the School of Terrorists. People who are now willing to go out and kill anyone even remotely connected to the regime that launched those missile attacks against them. That's not how you win the hearts and minds. That's not how you show the Muslim world that you're not at war with Islam. You're at war with criminals. Actually, we're not at war with criminals. We're supposed to be arresting criminals. Terrorists are not soldiers. Terrorists are not in military organizations. They are criminals. They should be hunted through law enforcement and through the gathering of intelligence. They are not military targets. The only thing that's a legitimate military target is another military target. It must be an actual army of a country, not just a group of rebels or raiders or terrorists. They are not military units. Terrorists are criminals. And I am sick to death of our president, in my name, murdering people every bloody day. And I use the word bloody literally. Every day, Obama murders people who are guilty of nothing. I don't know what to do with that.